Boagworld.com.
You've got to start this, Paul.
Yeah, I guess I have. Okay.
You started it.
It was when we went to
And we laughed.
It was when we went to At Media in 2005, wasn't it? Was it 2005?
Yeah.
So they did.
Was there an At Media before then?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember. Don't hassle me. So At Media 2005, and at the beginning of the show, they had a blog roll where they had different people. Oh, this is so and so from this blog, and this is so and so from this blog. And people would stand up in the crowd, and I read a lot of those blogs, and just seeing them in person kind of inspired me. I thought I want to do that, so I went back and set up a blog, and then quickly discovered that writing was quite hard work. It's the 11th episode of Boagworld.com. Hello, camera. So we're supposed to be testing this, aren't we?
Yes, make sure it's not going.
Okay, let's have a look. We're ready. See, this is why I don't want to do video podcasts.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing this every week? I think popular is a relative term. Has it proved popular?
I know why it was initially popular.
Because there was
No
nothing else
one
there.
else was doing it.
And to be honest, I think that's half the reason it's still popular now. There are some aspects that work well on the show. It's that I think we do strike a good balance between kind of banter and actually conveying information. And if you stray too far one way or the other, it either becomes deadly dull when you're just conveying information, and it's like, BBC Two Open University programs, or you swing the other way, and it's basically just lots of giggling, which sometimes we do go too far that way.
Oh, there's a nice balance. There's balance, Paul. There's sophistication and kind of Worsley.
And this is exactly the problem that I'm talking about it turning into giggly children. God, I'm getting so hot. I can't take the top off mine because I've got a Christian t-shirt on and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I won't be associated with it. Okay.
Oh, that's actually recording now. Oh, yes. God.
Just keep giving him more props. Still.
Are we ready yet?
It's rewinding, it's tape.
I'm getting so bloody hot here. That's it, I'm sorry.
It was a zero,
You're going to have to endure the Christian
right, now
t-shirt.
it's a zero.
Hot. It's not too bad.
No, okay, that's okay. That could mean
It's not got a big cross with blood dripping.
Yeah. I have been saved.
Or maybe I did see one once. The worst Christian t-shirt I've ever seen had a picture of a brain in a frying pan, saying "You're gonna burn,"
Excellent.
which was quite funny. It should have a light. I need to know that I'm being recorded. Oh, like we need any more lights. That's quite bright, actually.
Any difference?
Yes.
Repeat. Have no memory. That's why other people can remember what they did 10 weeks previously.
No, I think I'm going to answer it sensibly. I think we do pretty well at coming up with new stuff. I don't think we repeat repeat ourselves that much. I think what we've done,
Reduce the amount of features about specifics.
well, we've changed the whole format of the show several times.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, to begin with, it was literally just one feature.
Yeah.
When it started off, there was one subject, and we
Talk
talked
about
about one
CMSs
subject.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Once you've done that twice, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of run out of stuff. So what we've started doing is introducing more content that kind of regularly changes by itself anyway. So news, for example, is a really good example of that. You add that in, there's always something new every week. We still do try and do a feature, which is something that we're talking about unique each week. The interviews, obviously, probably a lot of the people that come on the interviews are talking about things that we've covered before, but because it's a different perspective and a different person talking about it, it works better. And then if you think about, we've just introduced listener emails, and that's great because that's all free content that we don't have to think up. And so I guess that's kind of helped adapting the format of the show. My life is just so complicated.
It is, isn't it? Look, I could make a book.
Really think the flowers are a bad idea.
Why? They had a bit.
Pardon me,
bit
I've got such.
Yeah, lots of burping. Excellent. Yeah, drink more Coca-Cola.
Right, let's go.
That's really bad.
So I've done the. Hello and welcome to the. I can't start with that. I don't want to look round you doing weird
starey face.
When we started it, Skype was crap. The quality was terrible, but we did kind of sort that out eventually.
But even when it was better, there was always a slight delay, because if you listen to the interviews you do now with people from America, there's a slight delay. So if you're trying to have a conversation, Paul does most of the talking. So if I'm trying to look for bits when I can butt in, if I know I'm half a second behind, I butt in, he doesn't hear me until half a second later. So it sounds like a really kind of minuscule sort of annoying thing.
Yeah.
It's not. It completely messed them up from my point of view.
And it's not just that as well. It's also, a part of the show is the kind of bantering backwards and forwards, and that takes body language and smirky faces and pulling. You pull faces at me quite a lot these days.
Yes.
I've noticed since we started doing it together.
Well, I did it anyway. I was doing it over.
But I just couldn't see it.
But so events. To cut a very long, boring story short, we're now meeting up weekly at the office,
which we needed to do anyway. We both needed to come into the office, and it worked out great. So it's good.
And we've kind of reduced it to Paul's Mac and 2 USB mics, which is very cool indeed. So no huge, great boom stands and mixing discs and blah blah blah.
Hello and welcome to the 11th episode. 11th. How very Lord of the Rings
geeky of you.
Yes. Of Boagworld.com, the podcast for all those involved in designing, developing and running websites on a daily basis.
That was much better than last week, Paul.
Why? What did I do last week?
Web design.
I was depressed last week.
Yeah, and then I cheered you up, and then we had to record one bit of the show about 400 times.
We'll check this audio. I've got to say, mine, I'm deeply, deeply against today's show.
Why is that, I wonder?
I'm sitting in the meeting room.
Don't pick your nose.
Oh no, I can't this time, can't I? And for some reason we're recording this week's episode on video.
Hello, Lee.
And we've got Lee with us as well.
Who's going to be on the show later anyway.
Oh yeah, he is. So it's like I've got 3 massive, scary tungsten halogen killer burn your flesh off your body lights pointing at me.
They're pretty good actually, aren't they?
Everybody's denying that this is their idea. Somebody had this idea that we would be doing the show. Well, look, I'm doing product placement for the video here, holding up my Coke bottle.
The final conclusion we reached was that it was yours and Lee's fault.
How convenient. I was you. Hang on a minute. You had the conversation with Lee, and you had the conversation with me. So that puts you in the middle of all the conversations. Therefore, it must be your fault.
Trapped between the two of you.
This is my ticket to stardom again.
Yeah.
That's why I do it. Anyway,
about the same
any
kind
reason?
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
No,
I think
be honest,
when we started the podcast, the aim, it was a kind of light relief from the week, wasn't it? It was our chance to just play around a little bit, but it didn't take us long to realise that actually it had a lot of marketing potential, and I think. If we did it right and if we got it right, it could be really good exposure. Because, let's face it, it kind of demonstrates our capabilities in the field. It shows that we know what we're talking about. Hopefully it shows that we're fairly personable and nice people and that it might be quite fun working with us. It's good from a marketing perspective. And we've never tried to hide that on the show. No. But equally, we've never really gone overboard. Look how sad and pathetic.
We are cool.
Hello. Dude, it smells of burning stuff. This week's feature.
Before we start this week's feature, Mark.
This is all a bit cosy and cuddly, isn't it?
I feel I'm sitting far too close to you now because we've had to squeeze a load of other people around the table. Yeah. Before we start this week's feature, I feel I need to point out to the listeners that you promised that you would do a feature weeks and weeks ago, and then for some reason you disappeared. You had some excuse to get out of it for a couple of weeks, and then when you came back, do you do a proper feature? Do you write something for the Boagworld website? Did you put any effort in? No, you just grab a load of people out of the office, drag them in, and call that a feature.
Yeah, because that's what you said to do, Paul.
So I rang up my local swimming baths. I said, "Is that the local swimming baths?" And he said, "Depends where you're calling from."
It took me a while to get that one. How slow am I?
And that's your lot for this week.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Marcus. Thank you to all of our guests for today's show. Really good, really enjoyed it. Listen again next week. Hopefully you enjoyed it too and it wasn't just me. Oh yes, in the meantime, check out boagworld.com/podcast and you can find out all about today's show by selecting show 111. See you again next week. Goodbye.
Okay, done.
Do we have to say goodbye?
No.
Bye.